Emily balanced two plates on one arm and reached for a third as the Saturday night rush roared on. The clatter of silverware, laughter from tables, and the bark of orders from the kitchen all blurred together. But she moved with quiet grace. It wasn't just about tips tonight. It was about getting home in time to tuck in her 10-year-old son, Noah, and maybe, if her aching feet allowed, practice his scales with him before bed. The restaurant's centerpiece was an old, upright piano, more for decoration than performance. Its keys had gone untouched for years, gathering dust and memories. But to Noah, that piano was magic. Every time he visited during slow lunch hours, or when Emily had to bring him in before her shift, he'd stare at it like it was made of gold. That night, Emily's babysitter cancelled last minute. She had no choice but to bring Noah with her. He sat quietly in the back booth, sketching on a napkin, headphones in. The manager, Steve, gave her a tight nod. No complaints, but no comfort either. She handed Noah a sandwich and kissed his head before diving into another round of drink orders. An hour later, the power flickered briefly. The crowd murmured but settled quickly. Emily caught her breath behind the counter when a soft sound floated above the room. Notes, gentle, careful, and then stronger, echoed from the piano. Her heart skipped. She turned and saw Noah sitting at the piano bench, fingers dancing across the keys with focus and grace. "Noah!" she whispered, shouted, rushing toward him. But he didn't look up. He was deep in it, lost in the chords of a tune he had learned by ear on an old keyboard Emily bought second-hand from a garage sale. It was something between classical and soulful blues, something that didn't sound rehearsed but raw and full of feeling. The chatter in the restaurant dimmed. Forks hovered mid-air. Conversations halted. Everyone turned toward the boy. Emily froze. She expected the manager to storm over, a customer to scold. But none of that happened. Instead, something even more surreal unfolded. A man at the corner table slowly set down his wine glass. He was sharply dressed in a tailored gray suit, a navy tie, and cufflinks that shimmered in the low light. His face shifted from casual disinterest to surprised attention, and then to something else, recognition, not of Noah, but of the music, of talent. Emily rushed forward just as Noah finished the last delicate chord. Before she could say anything, the room burst into applause, real applause. A woman in a red dress wiped a tear from her eye. A couple near the front raised their glasses in a silent toast. Emily leaned down, breathless. "Noah, sweetie, you can't just—" He looked up with wide eyes, not scared, just hopeful. "I thought they'd like it, Mom. I didn't mean to get in trouble." Before she could reply, the man in the grey suit stood and approached them. The restaurant grew even quieter. Emily's heart pounded as the stranger came closer, every step slow, deliberate. "Is he your son?" the man asked, voice low but commanding. "Yes," Emily said carefully. The man studied her, then looked back at Noah. "He's gifted." Emily could barely speak. "He just loves music, that's all." The man nodded once. "Well, tonight, he made everyone in this room feel something rare." Emily didn't know it then, but that moment, simple, unexpected, and full of heart, was about to change everything. The man reached into his pocket and handed Emily a sleek, embossed business card. The letters on it shimmered faintly under the restaurant's warm lights. Ethan Caldwell, Caldwell Foundation for Music and Arts. Emily blinked, recognizing the name. Caldwell was a renowned philanthropist and venture capitalist who'd funded some of the biggest music academies across the country. His presence in their small-town restaurant felt surreal. "I want to hear more from him," Ethan said, glancing at Noah with an encouraging smile. "He has something most trained pianists don't. Emotion that moves the room. I've heard symphonies with less feeling." Emily's lips parted, unsure whether to laugh, cry, or apologize. "Sir, I'm just a waitress. We've never had formal lessons. He plays by ear. We can't afford—" "I didn't ask what you could afford," Ethan interrupted gently. "I'm offering something for him, for you." Noah's eyes widened. "Does that mean I can learn real piano, Mom?" Emily knelt beside him, brushing his curls aside. Maybe let's hear what he has to say first. Ethan pulled out his phone and made a call. Within minutes, a sleek black town car pulled up outside. Murmurs rippled across the restaurant as the host hurried to hold the door open. Ethan turned to Emily. "Come with me. I'd like you both to see something." Emily hesitated, torn between duty and possibility. Steve, the manager, gave her a subtle nod, shockingly understanding for once. "Go," he mouthed. She grabbed her coat, helped Noah into his hoodie, and followed Ethan into the cool night. The car whisked them across town to a quiet hilltop estate. At the center stood a small but striking glass building. Inside, a grand piano, polished to perfection, basking under soft lights. The moment Noah stepped inside, his breath caught. "This is one of our youth training centers," Ethan explained. "We provide instruments, lessons, and mentorship for children who have raw talent but no means. No tests, no expectations, just the chance to grow." Emily's throat tightened. "Why us?" "Because your son reminded me of someone," Ethan said quietly. "Me. I had no help growing up. Someone gave me a shot once. I promised I'd pass that gift on." Noah approached the grand piano like it was a dream. He pressed a single key, then another, and before long he was playing again. This time it was clearer, braver. Emily watched as his small fingers danced across the keys, with more confidence than she'd ever seen. Tears welled in her eyes. All those nights she'd gone without to save for a broken keyboard, all the time she told him, "Someday, baby," that someday had just arrived. Ethan turned to her again. "We'll provide private lessons, instruments, and academic support, all covered by the foundation. I'd also like to offer you a full-time role at the foundation's headquarters, front office management, double your current salary, with benefits." Emily's knees nearly gave out. "You want me, not just him?" "I believe in honoring the parents who raise greatness," he said. Back in the car, Noah leaned against her, tired but glowing. "Mom, are we dreaming?" She kissed his forehead. "If we are, I hope we never wake up." The next day, the restaurant buzzed with the news of the billionaire who'd walked in and walked out with a waitress and her son. But the real story wasn't about money or luck. It was about a mother's quiet sacrifice and a boy's unwavering love for music, and how one moment of bravery changed everything.